What's up everybody, it's Laudvekky here with another video lesson for y'all. In this video I'm going to be talking about triads and arpeggios for beginners. So if you're an intermediate player or a pro, you can recommend this video to any beginner you know. So yeah, let's get into the video. So in order to understand arpeggios, you need to know a little bit about chords and triads. A triad is the simplest form of chord that there is, but before we get into triads, let's take a look at the major scale again. I'm in the key of G. So in solfa notation is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Alright. In the numbering notation, okay, when you're using numbers, your do becomes your 1. Alright. The re is the 2, mi is the 3rd, is the 3, 4 becomes the fa, 5 is the sol, la is the 6, ti is the 7, and back to 1, which is the 8 or the 1, that's the octave. Alright, now you need to know that every scale is defined in terms of intervals. And what is an interval? As the name suggests, an interval is just the distance between two notes, and it's defined in terms of semitones. When you move once on the board, it's called a half step. When you move twice, it's called a whole step. A half step is equal to a semitone, and a whole step is equal to a whole tone. Alright. So if you look at how the major scale is structured, it's structured in terms of a whole step. That's from the root to the 2. Okay, that's a whole step. And from the 2 to the 3, it's also a whole step. Then from the 3 to the 4, it's a half step. From 4 to 5 is a whole step. From 5 to 6 is a whole step. Alright. From 6 to 7 is also a whole step. And then from 7 to 8, or your octave, is a half step. Okay. So you realize that there is a 2 half steps in the major scale, and the rest are just whole steps. And in the major scale, some notes are considered minor and some are considered major. The 1, the 4, and the 5 are considered major notes, and the rest are considered minor. Intervals are defined in terms of semitones. For intervallic definitions, this is your root, and the 2 is your major second, the 3 is your major third, the 4 is your perfect fourth, the 5th is the perfect 5th, the 6 is your major 6th, 7 is your major 7th, and then you go back to do. Alright, so if you look at the distance between the 1 and the 2, alright, it has, how many semitones do you have to move to get there? 1, 2. So if you move 2 semitones, an interval of 2 semitones will give you a major second. If you move once, then it gives you a minor second. If you take a look at a 3, all right, which is the major third. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to move 4 semitones to get to the major third, which means an interval of 4 semitones will give you a major third. Okay, so when you look at the 4, all right, how many semitones are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So an interval of 5 semitones will give you the 4th. Okay, and then the same applies to the 5th, the perfect 5th. Alright, so an interval of 7 semitones will give you the perfect 5th. So your 5th is here. So let's count how many semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so you apply the same concept and then you get familiarized with the intervallic concept. If you have a major second and you decrease the interval by 1 semitone, then you have a minor second. Alright, and the same applies to all. If you have a major third and you decrease it by 1 semitone, then you have a minor third. Okay, So this is a major third, and you decrease it by one semitone, then you have a minor third. So that's a minor third interval, and that will have how many semitones? 1, 2, 3. So minor third interval has 3 semitones, a major third interval has 4 semitones. All right. If you go to the 4, all right, how many semitones are there to the 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if you decrease it, you just come back to the major third. All right, so there's no other definition for that. Now if you go to the 5th, okay, how many? We have 7. So 7 semitones to get to the 5th, which is your so in sulfur notation. So if you have your 5th interval, okay, and you decrease it by a semitone, then it's called the augmented 4th. So this is your 4th, okay, you're adding a semitone, so you're augmenting, so that's an augmented 4th. All right, or a diminished 5th, so you are decreasing, so you are diminishing it by a semitone, so a diminished 5th. All right, so when you go to your 6th, this is your major 6, so you decrease it by an interval, you have a minor 6. You go to the 7th, okay, it's a major 7. If you decrease it by one semitone, you have a minor 7. So with that same definition, when you come back to the major scale, you can see it in this form: roots, major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, major 7, and then back to your 1. A triad is the simplest form of chord that there is. If you play 2 notes together, it's called a double stop. If you play 1 note, well, it's just a note. But for triads are chords that consist of only the 1, the 3, and the 5. Okay. So depending on the nature of the 3, whether it is a major third or a minor third, that interval determines whether it is a major triad or a minor triad. Usually we move the third to the octave so we can hear it better. Okay, so this is a major triad. Up the register, it will sound like. So this is the 1, this is the 3, and this is the 5. Okay, so my roots, major third, and perfect 5th, they're gonna form the triad. Now, for a minor triad, all you have to do is shift the major third a semitone down. Okay, so the intervals will be a minor third interval, then a major third interval. Okay, for the major triad is a major third interval, then a minor third interval. Okay, so up the register, it sounds like this. A major triad will sound like this: roots, major third, and the 5th. By a minor triad, you have to shift this one down to get a minor third, and it sounds like this. All right, so it's kind of a sad sound. This one is kind of a happy sound. That's the major triad. So if you break the chord down and you play the notes individually, you are arpeggiating the chord. All right. So we know the notes in the major triad are, all right, and in the minor triad. Okay. So that is what Apperggios. Those are the Apperggios of the major triad. Okay. So when you move the same concept around the neck or up the degrees of the major scale, okay, you realize that the Apperggios for the 1 chord. So this is the 1 chord. All right. This is the 1 chord, right? The Apperggios will be do, mi, so. Okay. When you come to the 2nd degree of the major scale, which is a major 2nd, because it's a minor note, it will have a minor triad. all right, which means the intervals will be defined in terms of minor triad intervals. Okay, so when you apperggiate it, it becomes, okay. So when you go to the third, it's also minor, so this will be the triad. And when you come to the 4, it's a major, so it's going to look like the 1, which is also a major. All majors look the same, all minors have resemblances. So when you come to the 4, this is going to be the triad for the 4. And if you apperggiate it, you're going to have so since the 5 is also a major, you can just transpose the same shape, it works. All right, so the Apperggios of this triad will be, then when you go to the 6, the major 6, and if you apperggiate this, it will be, all right. Then when you go to the 7th, this will be the triad for the 7th. Then back to 1. Okay. So I'll end it here for you to digest this information, and see you in the next video. Hi there, if this video was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share if you care. See you in the next video.